Number 1, Alabama, and number 2, Ohio State remain at the top. Clemson moved up to number 3, and Washington is ranked at 4. After Saturday's loss to Ohio State, Michigan fell to 5. Shannon, do you have an issue with the rankings?
Yeah, yes, I got an issue with the ranking.
Why?
Because they're setting Michigan up for something they don't deserve. Since the BCS was founded
Well,
in...
you're so hard on Michigan.
No, I ain't no hard on nothing. Since the BCS was founded in 1998, only one two-loss team has played for and won the national championship. That was LSU. Now, you remember in 2007, Skip, that Thanksgiving, when Darren McFadden, Felix Jones, Peyton Hillis ran for almost 400 yards. But LSU had already clinched the SEC West. They were already going to be playing for the SEC Conference Championship. There's only three times that a team has had one loss and not played for the conference title. Alabama, Oklahoma, and Nebraska. So now Michigan not only is not playing for their conference title, they have 2 losses because the committee is constantly trying to get these blue bloods. Alabama can lose 50-0. Alabama's going to be in the playoffs. Ohio State,
I don't know why, but go ahead.
Stop playing, Skip.
No, I'm not playing.
You are playing.
The SEC is completely overrated.
Is Alabama overrated?
Yes, because of its competition, including Chattanooga.
You want me to tell up all your notes? Because you keep talking about St. Nick in a disrespectful
Go
manner.
ahead. I got them all right here today. I memorized.
Skip, everybody you know Michigan. Shannon, you telling me right now Michigan is not one of the 4 best teams in the country? One of the 4 best teams in the country don't lose twice in 3 weeks at the end of the season.
Maybe they do if they get their quarterback.
Well, look, I'm in the results-based business.
Oh.
I don't do the excuses. Hold on, let me get one. Oh, lost our quarterback. That's not.
I'd say that's the excuse.
Okay, what about the scoreboard? So what about the scoreboard?
What about the bad calls against Ohio State? You even thought, you said the spot. You thought he didn't get the first down. Maybe Michigan should have won that game. Shannon Sharp said, bad spot.
Hey,
right?
I'm sure there are a lot of calls that went against Ohio State. There's a lot of calls throughout the course of the year. If they'll balance out. I'm talking about right now.
Oh, okay.
You lose 2 games. You don't play for your conference title. How are you continuously getting rewarded? They lost and didn't drop a spot. They lose and drop 1 spot. Come on, Skip. You know that's not fair. Wisconsin and Penn State are playing for the conference title. They lost 2 games. How does Michigan, that lost 2 games, not playing for the title, is still ranked in front of them? How is that fair? Okay, let me take that back. Everything is not about fair. Fair is where you go ride the Ferris wheel, eat candy apples. This is not on the up and up. The committee is full of you-know-what, bull jive. And it's wrong that Michigan has lost twice in 3 weeks and still ahead of teams that hadn't lost in 3-4 games. That's wrong, Skip, and you know it.
I don't know it. And number 1, I do not care about the past and all the stats that you got your researcher to look up today.
Don't worry about my researcher.
Dustin, you got to give him some credit because he gave you your whole argument today, and it's all bogus.
Actually, I borrowed Tyler. Tyler helped me with a couple.
Oh, wait a minute. Tyler Corner is my guy, and if he did, he is in big trouble.
Yeah.
Because this is betrayal. We will find out, but we'll do some research on the researcher, right, after this. Okay, I'm going to tell you this again, and you won't accept the fact, but you know in your heart of hearts that you are with me on this. It's driving you crazy. It's eating you up. But in the end, you know that Michigan is better than Clemson, and Michigan is better than Washington. You know it. Your eyes are telling you that. They're just better. I want the best 4 teams, and I am convinced Michigan is one of the best 4 teams. So you say they dropped only, how many spots down to 5?
Yep.
They dropped 1 spot too many. They should have been 4 over one of those 2. Yes, they should have. And there's no way they're going to wind up in the Final 4. You know it, and I know it. Too much would have to happen to get them in the Final 4. Well, you know it. But I'm going to reiterate to you. Michigan beat Penn State 49-10. Michigan beat Wisconsin. Those 2 teams obviously playing for the Big Ten championship. Michigan beat Colorado by 17. Colorado's obviously playing Washington.
They lost their quarterback midway through the 3rd, and they had 28 points. Since we talk about we lost their quarterback, Joey.
All right, but by 17, it was convincing. It was 45 points that Michigan scored on Colorado. Colorado's a good team. Colorado's got a shot against Washington. So then we get to the Iowa game. Michigan clearly would have hung on to a 13-11 lead if, with 4 minutes left, their quarterback hadn't gotten hurt. And with the banged-up quarterback, I don't know how hurt his left shoulder is, but you know and I know, they pushed Ohio State to the brink in double overtime at the Horseshoe. That's pretty great. That showed you. That was conclusive proof that Michigan is one of the best 4 teams in the country.
No, it doesn't. Best teams don't lose, Skip. Skip, you keep telling me that Michigan has the best defense in the country.
They do.
And with a 17-7 lead, that defense couldn't hold.
The quarterback threw him too.
He doesn't play defense.
It's not on their defense. He threw it to him twice. He gave him 14 points. And then wait a second. The quarterback has it second goal at the 1-yard line and fumbles the ball and gives it back to Ohio State. That's 21-point swing. They should have won. You know it not. Michigan played well enough to win that game. Michigan's defense played well enough to win that game. All the best plays were made by scrambles by J.T. Barrett. I told you the only issue I had with Jim Harbaugh is you have to spy J.T. He's all they got on offense. He is their offense. Spy him, and we might be having a different conversation.
We saw Alabama play LSU, and Jalen Hurts fumbled the ball on the 10-yard line, and they got a field goal. We saw Jalen Hurts throw an interception on the 20-yard line against LSU, and they held him to 3 points. We saw Saturday.
That was nothing for 3 quarters. That was nothing to nothing.
I just want to finish my argument. That's all I want to do.
You got to give the correct details.
Saturday, we saw Jalen Hurts turn the ball over twice in negative territory, and we saw the Alabama defense hold the Auburn Tigers
It's the backup quarterback. It's a joke. Shane White didn't even play. Are you kidding?
Will you ask Skip to
Are
let me
you
finish?
kidding me? Vanderbilt almost beat Auburn. Vanderbilt won 3 SEC games and could have won 6.
Are you gonna let me finish?
That's how bad.
Are you gonna let me finish?
Pathetic Vanderbilt.
I'm out.
Yeah,
you ain't gonna let me finish. Can I finish?
You got nothing to finish with.
Saturday, we saw the Alabama turn the ball over twice in negative territory and hold Auburn to 4 field goals. So if you got the best defense, see, the mark of any great unit, can you be great when we absolutely need you to be?
Oh, okay. So against Chad Kelly, they didn't really need it because it was 48-43 with 400 yards passing.
Alabama. Wow. What'd you say, St. Nick? You're the only unbeaten team in the country? What else you say? You have the #1 defense in the country?
Wait, ask him what happened to the little kid plays quarterback for Arkansas. Ask him how many yards he had.
He had 400 and took a 21-point loss? Oh, yeah, I saw that game, too.
400 yards?
And lost by
Some skinny little 6'2" kid.
Skip, think about this, Skip. They gave up 43 points. They gave up almost 900 yards in 2 games and still the #1 ranked defense in the country.
Yeah, because you played Chattanooga. Who else did they play?
They
got to play in the SEC. That's who they got to play.
Let me ask you a question. If Alabama were to play Rutgers and Maryland, what would the final score be?
It would be 2-0. That's the way it was with everybody else who played them.
I guarantee, Maryland would not have 50 yards of total offense. And that's with kick return, punt returns, rushing, and passing.
You know what? Bama was lucky it didn't have to play Vanderbilt this year.
You better stop.
Lucky.
If Vanderbilt were to play Alabama,
hey, you know
they
what?
would cut out the program. They would stop playing football.
That is wrong. The Shermer kid can wing it. And St. Nick, he ain't Nick is what he is. He would give up 400 yards passing to my Vanderbilt quarterback.
Skip, you would ask that they do not call you and collect alumni dues if Vanderbilt were to play Alabama, because a thumping coming.
No, I don't think it would be a thumping. He would be just
the antidote for that defense. I want to get back to Michigan. I want to know how a great team with a great defense and the greatest coach, you said Jim Harbaugh was a better coach than Nick Saban.
He is.
How does he allow them to lose 2 games in 3 weeks?
The quarterback got hurt. Simple.
Let me ask you a question. When was the last time Coach Saban lost 2 games back-to-back? Hammer was a hatchet. You know how long you got to beat a hammer to turn it into a hatchet?
You have me confused with somebody who cares.
Do you
I
understand?
don't care.
How long must you beat iron that's a hammer and turn it into a hatchet? That's the last time that man lost 2 games.
I don't even know what you're talking about, but it's okay. Whatever.
You'll know. I tell you what. You know what you'll know come January.
You know what? When we're talking about who's the better coach, I know that Jim Harbaugh went to the big league called the National Football League,
And won
he
jack.
was really good.
I won jack.
NFC championship game after championship. Super Bowl he got to against his brother. And what happened to Ain't Nick when he went to the Dolphins? What happened, Joy? Please remind us.
We're talking about college
Please.
football.
Do we have to relive
Please.
that?
Hold on, time out. So, Coach,
Please remind
I
us.
just want to know. I just want to make sure. I'm hearing you correctly because I follow
You
football.
said better coach.
Can I finish? Skip, will you let me speak?
You can, but you got nothing. It's okay.
You see what I'm saying, Libby?
Trying to help you.
My sister always say, "You be cutting Skip off. Let Skip finish."
She says
Yeah.
that? Aha!
Oh.
You admitted it.
Yeah, my sister said.
What's her name?
Libby.
Libby. I love you, Libby. Please come visit.
You need to let Skip finish.
We got to get Libby in for a day.
You need to let Skip
I want Libby to sit in that chair
No.
for a day.
You see, Libby, he won't let me speak now. All I'm saying
Thank
is,
you,
Skip,
Libby.
if Michigan is as good as you say they are, they should not have lost 2 games in 3 weeks. They should not be rewarded. They're getting rewarded for losing.
Who wouldn't lose at the Horseshoe to Ohio State? Who wouldn't? St. Nick would lose to them. They couldn't have beaten Ohio State up there.
Crazy.
Come on.
You, Skip. Skip.
Please.
Have you been hanging out with Snoop Dogg before you came on the show?
No.
I
don't do that.
Must
I
be
don't
on
do it.
something.
Never in
You
my
don't.
life. Never, ever.
Hey.
Nope.
I can't believe.
No offense, Snoop, but never.
I can't believe you, Skip. They've lost 2 games in 3 weeks. In Wisconsin.
You
and Penn
know
State.
in your heart of hearts they're one of the 4 best.
No, I
You
don't.
know it. You
Skip,
know it.
Skip. I can't base it on how well they played earth. So let me ask you a question. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, moving forward, the Miami Dolphins and the Denver Broncos finish with the exact same record. The Broncos are not making the playoffs. The Dolphins are. So do I get to say the Broncos are a better team? They should be in the playoffs.
But college football doesn't have an 8-team playoff. It has a 4-team playoff.
They
So it has to become a beauty contest once again.
Well,
and
Michigan's
my eyes
ugly.
tell me
Michigan's ugly.
they're not.
Michigan's
You
ugly.
know they're not.
Michigan's ugly
Please,
then. You talking about a beauty contest?
Yeah, 49-10 over Penn State. That's ugly.
Well,
for Penn State.
Well, Penn State and Wisconsin, they're Miss America, and Michigan right now is a $1.98 beauty. Change out the side, Skip. You ought to be
You like
ashamed.
that? Libby's,
love you,
Libby's
Libby.
on your side.
Libby, I love you.
Before we
big
go,
score
Skip,
today.
Skip, I forgot. It totally slipped my mind. Today is my son's, Kiari's, 24th birthday.
Oh, happy
Oh,
birthday.
happy
I want to tell you
birthday.
happy birthday.
Way to
Daddy
go.
loves you.
Happy
All right.
birthday.
Now we're good. And Michigan should be one of the 4.
Oh, stop it.
Go
That's
ahead.
All right,
$1.98.
next up,
question.
Ezekiel Elliott leads the league with nearly 1,200 rushing yards for the Cowboys, is on pace for the 6th most carries by a rookie in NFL history.